Hey everybody on YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XL8, back at you with another episode of Check This Out. The show we take a look at, we're going to take a look at how ourselves a good old-fashioned time. And today we don't get any more old-fashioned than some good old-fashioned Goat format, the third day of our special Goat format week. And today we're playing a deck I like to call the Soul Monarchs. That's right, we're going to be playing some control variant Monarchs. Did you know Monarchs were in GOAT format? I didn't know that, but apparently they are. And we're going to be trying to go second, something you don't often do in GOAT format, but we will be doing it today. Attempting to turbo out our Thestalos and our Mobius against various opponents. We have things to tribute our opponent's monsters, and we're going to be attempting to steal their stuff and then do various things to either destroy their back row or get rid of their hand and do some little bit of burn damage. So, we got our deck here today. We'll be showing off in some duels on good old yugioh Pro, the Wild West of Yu-Gi-Oh! But before we do the list, don't forget to consider hitting the like button if you like this video. You know, it fills me with warm, fuzzy feelings. And also, subscribe, because we are one away from the big 600 goal, and I'd like to hit it. So, if I impress you, please give it a thought. So, let's go ahead into the list of cards and to get right into the duels. So for our main deck today, we're running 2 copies of Mobius the Frost Monarch, 3 copies of Thestalos the Firestorm Monarch, triple copy of Big Ol' Monkey Boy, we have 2 copies of DD Assailant, 1 Raker the Magical Man, 1 DD Warrior Lady, 2 copies of the Gravekeeper Spy, 1 copy of Suku Yomi, 1 copy of Discount Karibo, 1 copy of the Grim Reaper, 1 copy of Merfinger, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Delinquent Duo, 1 Pot of Greediness, 2 copies of Soul Exchange and a Lightning Vortex. You have things like Swords of Revealing Light and the Graceful Charity, a Nobleman of Crossout with a Brain Control, ooh, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, a Book of the Moon, 1 copy of Scapegoat Coast to Coast, 1 copy of Snatch Steal, 1 copy Premature Burial. We have things like Ceasefire for getting rid of face-down defensive boys. We have ourselves Torrential Tribute, we have triple Sakuretsu Armor, 1 copy of Bottomless, and a Call of the Haunted. As for the side deck, and I just remembered you can also throw in a Solemn if you really want to in this deck. But you got things like Nobleman again if you want to get rid of more problematic things. A couple Solemns if your opponent's playing a lot of back row. And, you know, if you want to run a 3rd copy of Soul Exchange, that's also well and good. Because it really helps with, you know, turboing out our boys. But 2 of this, 1 of that, usually good enough. So, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be attempting to go second, summoning out our big boys, and start laying down some control on our opponent. So, let's get into the good old yugioh Pro, show this deck off, show you how it works, and we'll have ourselves a good time. Let's get right into it. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day, another card game. We want to go second with this deck. As it is what we like to do, we like to go second. And we do have our Thestalos, which is good. We don't have Soul Exchange yet, so if my opponent has a monster, we can't take advantage of it. But we have things like Sangan. I have the Gravekeeper Spy. Those are close. They're very close. What is this? Cyberstein, you mother. I'm actually playing that in tomorrow's deck. He's going to turbo out Last Warrior, isn't he? Yes, he is. Just be like, hey, not allowed to summon anything. Alrighty, well that makes things mildly complicated. I mean, I can still set stuff, which is good for me, not so good for him. So, how does this thing work? Neither player can summon. So, we're going to set Sangan. Because at the very least, I have a chance to benefit off the Sangan. Yeah, Last Warrior Turbo. A nasty little number in this format. Mostly because, you know, not everybody plays Monster Poppers like, what do you call it, Smash Ground, Lightning Vortex. I have some of them, but not all of them. As it stands, we're going to go ahead and get Merfinger. Because while I have a couple Monarchs, I don't have the best things to make advantage of my Monarchs, so might as well get a Merfinger, bait out a, what do you call it, a Nobleman, a Crossout. But now I have 2 Thestalos. Ugh. That is tricky. Why? Oh, man, that is a tricky... You know, I'm still going to set this. We'll hope for the best, basically. Sometimes in Goat, you just have to hope for the best. I mean, the good thing is that so long as he... Oh. Well, there goes my conniptions on nixing my own hand. My opponent did me for. He did it for me. The last warrior, you know, neither player can summon. Tricky thing in this font, I can still set as much as I want, but I can't, like... Can I tribute set? I think I can still tribute set, but that's about it. But as it is, so it is. We shall wait and see. He'll hit me with the last warrior, but this is why we got Sakuretsu armor. Good old battle trap. Not a lot of battle traps in this format, but I got this one. Oh. Understandable, understandable. Morphing Jaw will go off. Nick's hand more, but hey, we got Lightning Vortex. That'll at least get rid of the last warrior. That'll work just fine. You know what? Nobleman of Extermination. Alright, we get to look at our opponent's deck. Seems to be playing Horus of the Black Flame Turbo. I don't know what... I guess the last warrior is just a thing to wait out until he gets Horus or something. Although he can't summon with this thing on the board, so maybe this is just like his alternate... This is like his alternate thingy. But we should be good. I mean, I've got Heavy Storm. So, like, I can just blow that up. I've got Lightning Vortex. I can just discard and blow that up, too. And unless he's playing Karibo that I'm not aware of, I still hit him with a monkey. But my opponent surrenders. So, it's hard to call... I mean, this is a win, obviously. My opponent ran out of life points. He relied on a cheap floodgate. We don't have any floodgates here. We have only control. So, you know, unfortunately the Monarchs didn't get to do anything. They were ready, but they did not get to do their thing. So, let's go for Duel 2. Hopefully we'll get to show off more of the Monarch aspect. This was more of us knowing how to out our opponent. And in Goat format, you need to know how to out your opponent. You know, you need to know what they're playing and what you can expect from them. And so, we did that at least. So let's go for Duel 2. We'll show off more what this deck can really do. That was more of just getting around a cheap floodgate than anything. So let's go for Duel 2 and summon the Monarchs. Get the king out on the board. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it harder this time, you know? We got a little bit of the goat action. We need more. We're going first. Not necessarily ideal, but at the very least we have an opening hand that's passing decent. I mean, I've got this Gravekeeper's Spy. He's very good as tribute fodder. I mean, if he gets flipped, I can summon another one. Only bad thing is in this format, a lot of people play the Nobleman of Crossout. Because there's just so many good flip monsters, there's no reason not to run the Crossout Noble. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Maybe he doesn't top deck into it. Who knows? I mean, he hasn't played it. So, if he hasn't played it now, he probably doesn't have the Nobleman of Crossout yet. If he did, he would have played it by now. Alright, I see. We will both be playing set monsters. Neato. So let's go ahead and flip up the Spy of Gravekeepers. Go ahead and summon another one of those. In defense mode, because he has better defense. And we're going to go ahead and go for the king. We're going to tribute off Gravekeeper's Spy for Thestalos. When tribute summoned, he will discard a card from my opponent's hand. It wasn't a monster. If it was a monster, you'd take a little bit of burn, but it is nice that he loses that. Now my back row is reasonably safe. I mean, if he has Magician of Faith, obviously he can get this back, but he said no. That implies he doesn't have Magician of Faith. No, he has something worse. It's Cyberger. 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 It's a mother flippin' Cyberger. Alright, well, you know what? I'm going to summon my boys in attack mode. Large and in charge. What does he get? Okay. Is this a burn deck? It is, but he's also playing Zork. So that's actually kind of cool. I forget what Zork does. Okay. Attack with the Warrior Lady, because I can at least banish Spirit Reaper. You know, I don't want to do this, but I kind of want to do this at the same time. That way I can do some damage. Sangan, attack! Use Stare at him, attack! I was saying, I guess, I presume he just claws people, but give some originality. Sangan shoots lasers out of his eyes, okay? That's my take on that. We're just gonna say he shoots laser eyes. It's a little bit more interesting than just Sangan go claw somebody. I'm just gonna say it. That's my opinion, and I'm gonna stick with it. And we do have a lot of back row. You might wonder why we're playing all this back row when we have the Heavy Storm. I can Heavy Storm whenever I please. Okay? I am good with this. And, you know, he can summon something. I could Torrential. We're going to wait on that, though, of course, because Torrentialing now is just dumb. So this is Zork. I still don't remember. What does this do? Roll 6 sided dice. Destroy all monster controls if it's 1 or 2. Destroy 1 monster. Okay, so it's a dice roll. And 1 or 2 destroy all my monsters. 3 or 4 destroys 1. No, it's a 3, 4, or 5 destroys 1, or a 6 destroys all of his monsters. Okay. That's not terrible. It could be a lot worse than that. And let's see, Graceful Charity discards what exactly? Okay, at least he's discarding his trolley things in favor of more casual options. I can agree with this thing. Manju attack. Let's go ahead and use up a Sakuretsu armor. Because again, we have Heavy Storm. He has back row. If I can use up a couple of my back row first, all will be good. Alright, Swords of Revealing Light. Hide them from sight. Or rather, bring them into the sight, I should say, because that's kind of how Swords of Revealing Light works. Yeah. Like, this could be anything. But I'm more worried about this like, if this is Gravity Bind, it does nothing to me. It's Butkus. I'm not worried about Gravity Bind. Alrighty. Premature Burial. If I had a Monarch, that would be really good, but I don't. I just don't. I'm actually just now realizing... Wait. Now, I'm pretty sure Witch of the Black Forest... Is this Witch Band or something? I went with Sangan, like, as a generic searcher, because he's kind of, like, good, but, like, is Witch legal? I might have goofed there, because I could have searched the Monarch if this guy died. Or if Witch died. Oh, well. Hindsight 2020 being what it is, let's go ahead and pass. We're good. We don't need to do anything yet. You know, we're good in the hood. Even if he summons Zork, I've got Torrential. Sonic Birdo. Cool. That gets him another copy of Contract of the Dark Boy. So, either my... Okay, I was about to say he's being very cautious, but no, he's going to summon a Zork. Zork the Dork. And he can do his effect, but I've got, like, Torrential. I'm good. And Sangan will search me a dude. Let's go for Spirit Reaper. I could get Morphin Jar. And that's a good option, too. But this fits well with the theme. Well, like, Thestalos. Because he destroys my opponent's hand. Okay, that's fine. Because, again, Heavy Storm. Heavy Storm! Plus, even though I don't Heavy Storm, I got, like, other options for getting rid of that. That's, like, fine. I'll take some damage. It's okay. We're good. Hopefully he'll set something else, but no, he won't. But yeah, this just really fits with the Thestalos thing, you know, because I'm destroying my opponent's hand. So it's very thematically appropriate. So, we'll summon forth the Reaper of Spirits. And we'll mix another card in my opponent's hand. If you can just destroy your opponent's hand in this format, usually you're going to win here. Because hands are very important in GOAT format. Especially if you hit their other ritual spell. And let's go ahead our own swords, just in case. And we'll end our turn. We'll end our turn and see what happens. I mean, he's lost his own Heavy Storm. He still has Mystic Space Typhoon, and he still has Manju of the 10,000. It's not that bad. Could be a lot worse. It's going to be so much worse. What is the defense of this thing? 1,500? Not good enough. Tsukuyomi can flip a monster, but that's not good enough. What did he just add? He got a Zork. Okay. So he has another Zork. He can summon that Zork. I didn't know he had no materials. Oh, he had, his third Zork. Wow. Alright, 6. Okay, no 6. I was like, if he hits a 6, I'm perfectly fine, but, nope. Okay. Now I need a Monarch. That is a Monarch. Alrighty. Righty. No. I do not want to risk blowing up my Zork. So, we got ourselves the Stylos. My opponent has no hand. But I like to pretend that my opponent had a hand. I like to pretend he had Blackluster Soldier, and I just got rid of his Blackluster Soldier. And yeah, I probably could have done more damage, to be honest. I could have, brought back a dude. I don't need to do that. I'll do that next turn. I'll do it next turn, just like how I gotta get this damn mouse replaced. This is an old HP Dell mouse. Thing's ancient, but you know what? It still more or less works. What is this? Zork. Okay. Okay, so that's destroyed. That's a little unfortunate. Unit defense 1500. Ooh, Mobius. Mobius. Let me think about this. Excellent top deck. Excellent top deck. It was a very good top deck, it has to be said. So what I'm going to do here... yeah. Premature Burial. We're going to bring back, Sangan here. And we're going to tribute Sangan for Mobius. Mobius will go off. And we're going to blow up the fulfillment of the contract. And I'll also get to search my Morphing Jar, which I don't really need. But I might as well get it out of my deck. It doesn't really do us that much, but I really just want to have it out of my deck, just in case. And we are pretty set, has to be said. Like, worst comes to worst. I can summon Tsukuyomi on a... like, if he summons Zork somehow, don't ask me how, but if he summons Zork, it would be good, because I could just, Tsukuyomi, noble man, be good about it. So... we'll set Morphing Jar as a tribute fodder, and we'll go into the battle phase. And we'll say GG to our opponent, who had us a very nice back and forth. And I like to see Zork. Not a lot of people go for the Zork, so I like to see originality. I appreciate it. So, there's duel number 2. We got to see some Monarch action. Both Monarchs did their thing. So all's good. And hey, Thestalos was just amazing. He blew up that heavy storm like a weatherman on steroids. So... gotta be proud for him for that. So let's go for one more duel today. Show off a little bit more what this deck can do. We've shown off most of it, but let's just do one more duel. See what we can come up against. Alrighty, third and final opponent of the day. Last chance for... well, actually, that's not really the last chance for Romance It Up. Let's see. Thanks, Yutu. Alrighty, so we are going second as we like. Opening hand is... an interesting one. I mean, I've got a lot of things, but Brain Control will only work if my opponent has a face-up monster. Not a lot of players will start with a face-up monster in this format for reasons. Not really sure what the reasons are, but they do not... no good. That's not necessarily good. We top-decked into our other spy. Not necessarily great. Let's go ahead and play swords. We'll flip this up and see what it is. Maybe it's Morphing Jar. That would be great. Knight Assailant. Okay, well that deals with that problem. Let's go for a spy and punch this in the face. Yeah, it's never fun when you're playing 2 copies of Spy and you top deck into both of them. Some sort of burn deck. Well... had to happen eventually. We in Troll... not Troll. If this was Troll Week, we'd be burning all day. But in Goat Week, we're not going to be playing any burn decks. We have burn in this one, obviously. But we're not going to be playing, like, a dedicated burn deck. I could. Very easily. I just don't want to. Alright, we'll end our turn there and hope for no heavy storm. I was kind of banking on him having Morphing Jar, but I guess I was wrong to do so. Whatever, dude. Whatever. It's fine. I got slightly less life than my opponent, but he's lost a bunch of his traps. So, all's good there. So, once more into the fray, my Gravekeeper Spy. I guess I could have Torrential. That would have also worked. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to attack into the Knight Assailant. Be like, go away. Go away. Get out of Uganda. There we go. So we're fairly set at the moment. We don't know what this is just yet. It could be anything. In this format, a set monster is one of the most terrifying things. It could be anything from Magical Merchant to Cyberjar. Ah, Chainergy. Interesting. A very nasty card in this format if you happen to go first. And... No. I think not. Unless you solemn this, I'm not gonna allow that. No, no, no. Nobody using Magic Merchant. That would be not so good. So he's got Chain Energy. If I could just top deck into Heavy Storm, no, I should be good. Okay, that's a problem. Cursed Burn Dex! And he seemed like such a nice gentleman, too. Alright, well. It's not like we have an option. We're just gonna go for Berserk Gorilla. See what happens. He's a nice 2k booty. He has to attack every turn, but he is a 2k booty. So, where's the magic cylinder? Is it this one or this one? This one? Neither. Or is he saving it? Could be either or. But we'll see. My opponent's got nothing in his hand, but this being a troll burn deck, you know, all he needs to do is play the Messenger of Peace, and I'm in a lot of trouble. Although, to be fair, if he had that, he would have played it already. That's the thing. So this... we don't know what it is. He didn't even play it, though. Thinking. Why would he not play this? This must be a tribute monster of some form. Don't ask me which. It could be a lot of things. Alright, Call of the Haunted. Magic Merchant coming back. Alright, well I have to attack you. I don't have an option not to. Is this Book of Moon? It is! I am a psychic man! I'm a psychic man, I'm a psychic man. Has to be said, I'm a psychic man. Alrighty, so... I guess that's so if he could just gain his life points back. I mean, that works. Granted, playing it from his hand will cost him 1,000. He only gets so much back. So... tricky wickets, that's one. Tricky wickets. Like... as long as I have life points, I'm gonna keep summoning things. My opponent might be under this illusion that having these stops me. If he had a floodgate or my life was lower, I wouldn't do it so willy-nilly, but that's the thing about Chain Energy. Really good if you go first and you open up with two of them and, you know, this and that and this, but, you know, in this format, when you're only playing like 1 or 2 cards a turn, it's really not that bad. It's really worse nowadays when, you know, your opponent needs to go through like 10 different cards to do stuff. Alright, so E Provision, probably going to attribute at least 2 of these. At least Call the Haunted. He might get rid of everything, I don't know yet. But yeah, it makes sense. He can just get rid of all this stuff, gain his life points back. Doesn't draw him anything, but gets him his stuff back. So now, yep. That's a thing. That's a set monster. Unfortunately, I have the anti-set monster and the Noobleman of Crossout. So now we get to see what our opponent was playing. Again, this is just what does this do again? All monsters are changed to face up defense. To flip his stuff, I see. Interesting. Well, that's gonna be game, everybody. Go forth, my monkey! There you go. So we win against the Trolley Burn deck. It wasn't the strongest Trolley Burn deck I've ever seen, but at least it was a little interesting. I'll give it that much. So, let's go for the end screen. We've shown off our deck fairly well. I think it's good enough. Let's go into the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. Soul Monarchs went 3-0 on good old GOAT format. Did pretty good for themselves, I will say. And, the Monarchs, when you get into them fairly early, they are completely devastating, especially Festalos. We didn't get to do it 100% of the time, but the second duel showed off both Monarchs, so I'm happy for that. And it's always good when plans B works out. If the plan A does not work, you have a monkey. Okay, we all have a little monkey. It's either in our decks or between our legs. And today, we showed our opponent both of those things. So, I'm happy with how the deck turned out. I hope you are as well. Don't forget to hit that damn like button to let me know how much you loved seeing monkeys. And also, consider that sub, because then finally, we get to do dual channel subscriber bonus videos. I get to make breakfast for everybody. And Memphis gets to smash Amazonas monsters or something. Anyway, thanks for watching. Tomorrow we're playing another going second variant of a GOAT deck, which is very beatdown focused. We'll be taking a look at that. So, tune in next time for more GOATs. Your boy Memphis signing out. Till next time, y'all take care and have a good one.